Tiffany, and I am back with another segment of In the Kitchen. Today, I am making chili. That's right. It's nice and chilly outside here. It's fall weather here in Ohio, and so I am making some chili. Here's what you need. Okay, so the ingredients are at least 2 pounds of fresh ground beef. I usually get 3 pounds or more because I have 4 in my family and they love leftovers. Tomato puree, which is over here. You want to have tomato puree. I use 1 can of tomato puree. Red kidney beans, I use 1 can. You're going to drain them, by the way, the kidney beans. Medium to large onion, green pepper, celery, and I will give you all the measurements in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you down the line what I have here. I've got oregano, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, chili powder, salt, black pepper, and cumin. So your ingredients are going to be, like I said, 2 to 3 pounds of ground beef. You're going to have 1 can or like 15 ounces or more of tomato puree, red kidney beans drained, 1 can, medium to large onion, you're going to chop it up. It's going to make about 1.5 cups, a half a cup of diced celery, 1/4 a cup of diced bell pepper. You can use more or less, it's all to your taste. And 1/4 a cup of chili powder. You can use less if you want it to be milder. A teaspoon of ground cumin. You can use more if you want more flavor. 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, half a teaspoon of dried oregano. You can use a half a teaspoon of sugar if you would like to, it's optional. And 1/8 a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So there we go, let's get cooking. Okay guys, so I am using approximately 3 pounds. That's what I like to use. Like I said, I have a big family. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into my skillet here and go ahead and brown my beef. And then, okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, like I said, is I'm going to get a large skillet, brown my ground beef, and then when it's finished, I'm gonna drain off the fat, okay? And then I'll put my ground beef into a pot, and then we will start to add our other ingredients. All right, so the ground beef is browning, and I went ahead and started to cut up my vegetables. My green pepper right here that I'm cutting up, and I'm going to cut up my onion next, and then my celery, and I'm going to go ahead and get that stuff done while the ground beef is browning. Okay, so I drained off my ground beef, and now I'm going to put it into my pot here. And then, and by the way, while my ground beef was cooking, I did season it with a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder, because I do season my meat while it's cooking. You can choose to do so or not. That is totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and add my onions that I cut up. These are my onions. And I'm going to add my green pepper that I cut up as well. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, just so I can cook this up like this for a few minutes. And then we will get the rest of the stuff started. What I usually would have done is put my peppers and onions in a side pan and fried them up for a few minutes and then threw them in. But this is okay to do it this way as well. It's the same thing. So next I'm going to start to add my tomato puree and my kidney beans. Okay, so I dump my can of puree, and then I always like to fill it up with water and go ahead and dump the 1 can of water in there as well. You don't have to do that. I like to do that. It's all preference. As I said, how many peppers you put in is preference. How many onions you put in is your preference. It's all to taste. All right, so there is the puree and the almost full can of water. And then I'm going to put my red kidney beans in next. Right, so next I'm going to add my red kidney beans. Remember to drain them off first. Mix them in, and sometimes I use 2 cans. This time I'm only using 1. It depends if you want more beans or less. My little one doesn't like the beans, so today I'm only using a 1 can. Okay, so next we are going to start putting in our seasonings, and I just kind of eyeball it because I kind of know how much I want. You guys can go by the measurements, but I'm going to add some salt, black pepper, a little bit of cumin, chili powder, cayenne you can do to taste. I have a little one eating it, so I'm just going to do a little sprinkle. Your garlic powder, your oregano, go ahead and mix everything in, give it a good mix, a really, really good mix. And okay, so here it is. It's going to go ahead and cook. I want to thin mine out just a little bit, so I'm going to add 2 cups of water into mine, so that I could just thin it out a little bit. You can do yours however you like. Now, if this is too thin for you, you can add a small can of tomato paste if you would like to thicken it up. But I like mine like this because by the time it cooks down, all that water will evaporate anyways. So it's going to go ahead and cook, and I will show you it when it's done. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and cook off. You'll want to cover your pot and let the chili simmer for about probably an hour to an hour and a half, and you'll want to keep stirring it like every 15 minutes just so it doesn't stick, so it doesn't burn. And yeah, then I'll show you when it's done. Okay guys, so here it is. It's all done, and this is what it looks like. So hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video, share it out, and we will see you in our next video. Stay blessed, not stressed. Bye guys.